Alright guys, hello everybody and welcome to the stream. My name as always is Technomagus, and today we are going to be playing through the sequel to Secret of Mana called Seiken Densetsu 3. It never actually came out in the US, actually never left Japan, to be perfectly honest, and is only available via emulation. Now, I am playing a translated ROM, so it will, so you will actually be able to understand what's going on, let's put it that way. It is not a direct sequel to Secret of Mana. It uses the similar battle system. It's 3 characters at a time. The same similar menu system. Very similar themes. It's basically like how Final Fantasy is. Different worlds with interconnected themes. So it's the same type of battle system, but completely revamped weapon charges. Completely revamped magic system. Every character gets magic in the game. You're not restricted. But each character is limited to only one weapon type. They also get their own armors, and some characters can equip shields, such as one of them, Duran, the paladin, equips shields instead of, or as well as swords. So there are 6 different playable characters. You get to choose 3 of them over the course of the game. And basically, the format for this playthrough is going to be a little different because there are actually 3 somewhat different storylines over the course of the game. And depending on who your starting character is, determines which of those 3 storylines you perform or you go through. So once we finish the little teaser video, we will go in and begin the game. And those little motes of light are mana fairies, one of which will be joining the party as a companion, not as a playable character, but as like a guide character type thing. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start a new game here. Alright, so, you have the 6 main characters here. The first is Duran. He is a knight. He favors he likes swords. He's a heavy hitter, though he's really slow. But he is the only character who can equip shields, which helps to boost his evasion, so he's really hard to hit. He also gets a lot of healing, or he gets healing magic, and he also gets team buffing through either attack up or saber spells, depending on how you class him. Next is Kevin, who is a beastman. He has the ability to transform into a werewolf at night to boost his attack power, but during the day he is not quite as powerful, though he is still a strong physical attacker. His magic is mostly draining and self-boosting. Hawkeye. He is a thief-type character. He's very agile and hits really fast, but not very hard. Though he is adept at dual wielding and can get double attack where he hits twice. He mostly does, or depending on how you class him, he either does boosting magic for the team, or he learns traps that he can use to basically bombard the enemy with status ailments. Reese, or Lise, depending on the translation you use, is a Valkyrie. She is a spear-wielding Amazon. Depending on how you class her, she gets different summons that either inflict status ailments or just hit really freaking hard. She is the 2nd strongest attacker in the game next to Duran. Oh geez, what's her name? Clarice, I think? She is a monk. or rather a cleric. All she does is heal. She has some minor buffing spells. She's one of the only characters in the game who learns Saint Saber, Duran being the other, which can be useful for certain scenarios. She also has, depending on if you class her as light or dark, she also has the ability to summon minions. But she's mostly just, she is a non-offensive character, let's put it that way. And then finally, Angela. She is the mage. Squishy wizard, not as squishy as Charlotte over here, but she likes to make things go boom. Alright, so starting off, so the format of this is going to be a little different. I'm going to show off all 6 of the intros because each one is different. That's going to be my first few videos for this game. Then I will be doing one main playthrough, as well as having 2 concurrent side playthroughs, which I will switch to when scenes are different, just to show how the game plays through. Alright, so without further ado, let's begin with Duran. Alright, so you pick off your starting character, and then you get to choose 2 companions to join you along the way. So we will have Kevin and Hawkeye join us. Now, I will only go up to the point where where you meet the second companion, because at that point the storylines merge, and we will pick up from there with the actual real playthrough. Alright, so basically it's very similar to how Secret of Mana was, where characters have a little cooldown after attacks. But the super attacks are a little bit different. Instead of having to charge up, you gain energy after every successful hit, and then you hit the B button to activate it, instead of having to charge it. So Duran starts off as a brawler, basically. And of course some tragic backstory for Duran. Right now, this is all cutscene. Nope, and Duran's out like a light. And of course, Duran's father Loki dies in battle, fighting his greatest foe. And there goes Mom. One other thing is, you can hold the B button to run. And you can also change direction while running. And like in Secret of Mana, there is no dodging magic. Holy crap, the king is reasonable. That never happens. Oh, he has an adorable little sister that now hates him. Great. Alright, so just like in Secret of Mana, you have, well, basically the way that it works here in Secret of Mana 2 is that instead of the ring, it actually pulls up a menu screen that you can basically maneuver around. And you can set how their behavior is. And essentially set how each character is positioned. And what this essentially means is, so the way you can do it is you can set it to, if he's AI controlled, assist one of the other two characters or attack a different enemy entirely, which can be useful, especially if you're in like crowded areas. You can set the window type, you can change their equipment with stuff that you have on hand. You do have limited inventories. Each character maintains their own separate inventory, but you can swap between them. And then here is your magic menu, but we won't actually see that come into play until Duran actually learns some magic. Oh yeah, and actually one other thing, going back to the menu real quick, one other thing, if you notice in the day, it shows the little fairy day for the little fairy, and then the time as shade. The way that Seiken Densetsu 3 works is that it's an actual day and week system. Every day is key to one of the main elementals, whether it's Dryads, Luna, Undini, Gnome, Salamando, Jinn, or the Fairy. And then it's either day or night. Day is represented by Wisp, and night is represented by Shade. during the appropriate day, magic from that particular magic of that particular element works better during day or night. Day, Lumina works better. During night, Shade works better. On the Mana Holy Day, all elements get a boost. So it's something to keep in mind. You can actually use it to give you an edge during certain boss battles. Now, the time doesn't actually pass unless you're outside of a town or you stay at an inn. And you can, when you're at an inn, you can choose to stay until the day or night. So it adds a nice little element of strategy, and it can be a pretty significant boost. And that dog does not like us. Alright, time to go find little sister. Okay, so this thing here, the little planter, you get seeds from certain enemies in the game that allow you to grow items, which is actually required in order to get the best equipment in the game, as well as to upgrade everyone to their ultimate class. You actually, pretty much the best equipment in the game is grown from the weapon and armor seeds. But of course, you don't really get them with any regularity until fairly late in the game. So, class changing is something that will come up later in the game. When you reach level 18 and level 36, you can upgrade your class. Each time you upgrade your class, you choose whether it is dark, or you choose whether you want to go dark or light elemental. And there are 6 different classes, depending. There are the initial 4 classes, whether you go dark or light. And then there are the second classes, which are either dark light, light dark, dark dark, or light light. Now, depending on how you, or each class is different. Each one of the final classes. So, if you go dark as your first class change and then light as your second, it is not the same as going light as your first class change and then dark. Everybody's asleep. Hey, it's a chest. And Duran sneaks out in the night. Because he's a good big brother. Well, at least he apologizes before leaving. Granted, they're asleep and can't hear him. go talk to the king before we can actually leave. Be a good little soldier. Right. Of course you weren't. Alright, so now that we have gotten the king's blessing to leave, we can get out of here. Before we do that, let's go ahead and grab a few supplies. You know, like some healing items. Will probably be kind of useful. And also, one thing you notice. Not only can you hold more than... Not only can you hold more than 4 copies of a single item, you can actually hold up to 9, and extras can be put in storage, so that you can pull them out later when you actually, you know, really need them. Alright, we already have that equipped. The other thing is, the game tells you how much, whether or not the weapon that you're buying is going to upgrade you or not, keeping you from wasting money on useless upgrades, like I did in Secret of Mana. And it also tells you how much XP you get from each enemy. The last enemy you kill in each area has a chance of dropping a weapon, or has a chance of dropping a chest. So pick and choose which one you want to kill last. And basically you can kind of manipulate how the drops go by doing that. So now we get a little bit of a cutscene. see all the great people who worked on Secret of Mana 2, or Seiken Densetsu 3 rather. Of course, we're not done with Duran's part of the story just yet. So the Beast Kingdom has taken over the city. Why have the Beastmen taken over the city? Of course, there was Hawkeye, our third character. The other characters that are not chosen will show up as NPCs during the course of the game. Like, for example, that was Lise. Of course, the weapon shop is empty because the Beastmen took everything. Alright, that's fine. Get on my way. And there was Kevin, our second party member. There's Angela. No. Maybe. Crazy elf girl. Yes, while you sleep in the buff. Sure. So as I mentioned, if you hang out in the night, or during the night, they are, the Beastmen are all fidgety, so you can escape at that time. Yay! Pounding rabbits. Make them explode. Of course, you gotta be careful because the run button is the same button as your super attack button. So you don't want to risk activating it by accident when there are a whole bunch of enemies around. Now the other thing you have to be careful is there are no there are no like pre-ready attacks like you could do in Secret of Mana, where you could swing before your weapon had fully recharged. Yeah, you can't do that in Seiken Densetsu 3. You have to wait till your weapon is ready before you can attack again. Alright, nothing over there. Alright, so we want to go south to Astoria. Well, actually, we can try going through the Cave of Waterfalls, because that leads to the next area, or to Wendell, which is our ultimate goal. But as you can see, the game won't let us. We need to find something to break that invisible barrier first. There's nothing in there. Alright, let's take a quick nap at the inn, see if maybe that will allow us to advance the plot. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and see if anybody has anything meaningful to say now that we're in the daytime. No, of course. Of course the old man is useless. Why would he help us? I don't know, it's not like we're trying to save the world or anything. Well, we definitely want to equip our new sword. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Okay, so now we need to get... Need to wait till night. And need money. Oh, we're good at this game. Maybe I can kill time at the pub. Is there a pub? No, guess not. Alright. Hold on, we need to go slaughter some rabbis to get some money. sights. Oh, hey, got a statue. That's really high. It just gives you an idea of where you're at on the map. That's about all that it's useful for. Totally take that. And here's how traps work in Seiken Densetsu 3. Oh, we got an item seed and got smoke, which took some damage, but still got the item, which is good. Alright, so we have to come down here at night. And now that we have leveled up, you get to choose one stat to upgrade each level. So we'll go ahead and actually upgrade his agility because Duran is slow. Upping his agility increases his accuracy and makes it better for him to, or makes it easier for him to dodge attacks. Now you always want to wait a split second after the victory sign to make sure that there were no item drops. Alright, so we got a nice little chunk of money. Oh. And it's not going to let me wait until nightfall, is it? Oh. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, okay. By the way, that little shining ball of light is the same shining ball of light we saw during the opening teaser. Man, sleeps like a friggin' log. Alright, after that sparkly light thing. Now you have to be careful during the night because some enemies are more aggressive, like the fungi. And also, fortunately, if you miss with a super attack, it's not wasted. As long as you inflict and deal damage, or if you connect and deal damage to the enemy, then you use up your super. But if you miss, then you save it and get to use it again later. Oh crap. It's a mimic. Fortunately, not nearly as dangerous as the one from Secret of Mana. There we go. And you don't have a choice. Alright, so now we need to head back to Astoria. So it's still night at the moment, so the Myconids are a little aggressive still. Not that they're very dangerous, because our weapon horribly outclasses them. Alright, so now let's head back to Astoria before we head on through the cave. And, well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, all the buildings are useless, so... Here we meet our second party member. But for his tragic backstory, that will have to wait till the next video. So we're going to take a quick break here, and when I come back, we will do Kevin's backstory, so you can see how his story begins. Alright guys, stay tuned, I'll be back in a little bit.